Beyond the mists of Norse mythology lies the tale of a creature so terrifying that even the gods themselves trembled at his name. He was not a god, nor an ordinary giant. He was a colossal wolf born of chaos. His father was Loki, the trickster, and his mother, Angerboda, the giantess of Jotunheim. His name was Fenrir, the Wolf of Darkness. From his earliest days, he grew unlike any beast. His body swelled beyond men, his strength surpassed chains of iron, and the prophecy whispered that one day he would devour the sun, and even the gods of Asgard would fall before his jaws. Thus, from the moment of his birth, Fenrir was never seen as just a creature, but as destiny itself taking shape. The gods gazed upon him with fear, for they knew every step Fenrir took was a step closer to the end of the world. This is the story of his birth, the struggle of the gods to bind him, and the great fate that awaited Fenrir at the very end of time, the tale that leads us to Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. In the ancient realms of Norse mythology, the monstrous wolf Fenrir was born from a dangerous union. His father was Loki, the trickster god, and his mother was the giantess Angerboda. Together, they brought forth 3 children of chaos, the serpent Jormungandr, the death goddess Hel, and the wolf Fenrir. The gods looked upon these children with fear, for prophecy spoke that they would one day bring ruin to the world. Of all of them, Fenrir, the great wolf, grew fastest and strongest. From his earliest days, Fenrir displayed terrifying power. His size grew beyond measure, and his hunger was insatiable. The gods of Asgard worried, for they foresaw that Fenrir would one day devour Odin himself, the All-Father. Out of fear, they allowed him to remain in Asgard, but none dared approach him except Tyr, the god of war and justice. Tyr alone fed and cared for Fenrir, for the wolf trusted no one else. The gods knew they could not let Fenrir roam freely. His strength increased each day, and soon he would be unstoppable. So they devised a plan to bind him. They forged great chains of iron, stronger than any weapon, and approached the wolf with a challenge. Test your strength against these chains, Fenrir. Show us your might. Intrigued, the wolf agreed, for he desired to prove his power. The gods brought forth the first chain, massive and heavy. Fenrir let them wrap it around his body, then with a single shake, he shattered it like twigs. The gods were alarmed, but pretended to cheer his strength. They returned with another chain, even thicker and harder. Again, Fenrir accepted the challenge, and again he broke free, his laughter echoing like thunder across Asgard. The gods brought forth the first chain, massive and heavy. Fenrir let them wrap it around his body, then with a single shake, he shattered it like twigs. The gods were alarmed, but pretended to cheer his strength. They returned with another chain, even thicker and harder. Again, Fenrir accepted the challenge, and again he broke free, his laughter echoing like thunder across Asgard. Desperate, the gods sought the help of the dwarves, the master smiths. The dwarves crafted a magical ribbon called Gleipnir. It was thin and soft, made from impossible things. The sound of a cat's footsteps, the beard of a woman, the roots of a mountain, the breath of a fish, and the spittle of a bird.
Though it looked fragile, it was stronger than any chain in the cosmos. When the gods presented Gleipnir, Fenrir grew wary. The ribbon looked too delicate to be a true test of strength. He suspected trickery. "I will not let you bind me unless one of you places a hand in my mouth," he declared, as a sign of good faith. None of the gods dared, except Tyr. Knowing the risk, Tyr placed his hand between Fenrir's massive jaws. With that, the wolf allowed himself to be bound.
Once the ribbon was tied, Fenrir strained with all his might. He pulled, twisted, and roared, but Gleipnir only grew tighter. The gods laughed in triumph. Realizing he had been deceived, Fenrir snapped his jaws shut, biting off Tyr's hand. The gods rejoiced in their victory, but the wolf's eyes burned with eternal hatred. He howled, a sound so dreadful that even the bravest gods shivered.
Bound by Gleipnir, Fenrir was chained to a massive rock deep in the earth. To keep him from thrashing, the gods drove a sword into his mouth, forcing it open so his fangs could not snap. Saliva and blood poured from his jaws, forming a river called Von. There he lay, trapped, his body straining against the magical bond, waiting for the day when fate would set him free.
The seers of Norse myth foretold the end of the world, Ragnarok. On that day, the bonds of Fenrir would break, and the great wolf would run free, his eyes blazing with fury. He would bring terror upon the gods and mortals alike. He would swallow the sun, casting the world into darkness. His jaws would stretch wide enough to devour the sky itself, and his destiny would come to pass.
At Ragnarok, Fenrir broke his chains and stormed across the battlefield. The gods fought with all their might, but none could stop him. At last, he found Odin, the All-Father, and leaped upon him. The prophecy was fulfilled. Fenrir devoured Odin whole. But Odin's son, Vidar, came forth in vengeance. With a mighty boot and a sword, he tore open Fenrir's jaws and struck his heart. The wolf fell, his body shaking the earth. Thus ended the life of Fenrir, the monstrous wolf, whose story is forever etched in the doom of the gods.
Thus ends the tale of Fenrir, the great wolf of Norse legend. Born of chaos, raised in fear, and bound by the gods, he waited through ages for his day of vengeance. In the final hour, he fulfilled his destiny, striking down the All-Father himself before meeting his own doom at the hands of Vidar. Fenrir's story is not just one of rage and destruction. It is the tale of fate itself, unyielding and inescapable. In the world of the Norse, even the mightiest gods could not outrun destiny. And so, Fenrir remains a symbol of both terror and inevitability, his name forever echoing in the saga of Ragnarok.